to become a player, and that is to, right behind me, you see all this musical equipment. It's to become a better player. That means more skilled, to build a personal brand. We put out 863 pieces of content, mainly consisting of interviews, an associated strategy of 1,000 pieces of content that we want. Friendships and networking. One of the most important things that I want to do is create a better wealth of connection with my audience and the people I want to mastermind with, along with my good friends that I'd like to catch up with. Okay, welcome. My name is Matt Coffy. I am going to be talking about goal setting today. This is the Living Louder matrix that I've built for 2025. That is my way of putting together my goal strategy. If you're not familiar with me, I have built and owned and sold a multi-million-dollar digital agency. I did that last year, and now 2025, I am building a consulting and coaching agency where I am not only doing traditional agency services for clients, but also doing coaching, training, and consulting for other agencies and other environments and other coaches. I'm also doing many different things related to growing my own business. And those are the things that you probably watch if you're watching these other videos of me interviewing people. But reality is that I am here to be somebody who is a resource and to help with trying to become a better person. I'm going to read you my mantra so you understand where I'm coming from, and then we're going to get quickly into the goals and go through what happened last month in January, and then we're going to go into what's going to happen next, and I'm going to give you an overview and do this all within about this. So stay tuned for what might help you yourself think through your own goals. Without further ado, I'm going to give you my mantra. Each day I wake up energized by the knowledge that my life can be truly exceptional, the commitment of living with intention and executing with purpose and being the best version of myself is my daily goal. The journey forward is about inspiring and uplifting others into the actions by sharing my stories and my lessons. I do this by amplifying my voice with business and music and celebrating the pitfalls of my journey. I'll commit to a story worth telling to have the most fun in one lifetime. First goal is to become a player, and that is to, right behind me, you see all this musical equipment. It's to become a better player. That means more skilled, dedicating 2 hours per day to practice with all sorts of different scales and solos and voice work and anything you can possibly do to become a better player, right? For me, that means a better guitar player, better singer. I've noticed that this month, or January, it's become more of a habit. So I've got about 6 hours a week now into production. We're doing more work on songs. So we've got a long way to go, but to get to what I would consider the 10 hours at minimum per week I need to do. But we're at about 6 hours, and I'm happy with the uptick. Again, it's becoming more of a habit, and this is something that's important for me moving forward. I'm going to give myself a B minus. Financial freedom wise, I've got a goal of $50,000 in revenue and $20,000 of monthly profit. We did $35,828 with a profit of $9,326. So we're about halfway there. I've stabilized the general customer base. Nothing really major happened in January because we've been sort of shuffling between models of business, but we are finally getting to a point where we can do onboarding for our 747 program, which is our content model. So we've started to take on the first customers. That is going to be sort of one of our major endeavors, along with doing some white label to help other agencies sell their services. But numbers were in expectations. I don't see anything major here, but the profit is still low. Again, trying to get to 50,000 is another $15,000 leap of revenue. So we have a lot to go, and I expect that to come. That's our initial goal for 2025. So I'm going to give that a B minus because it's probably as close as I could get to it in January with the challenges associated with the first month of the year being sort of slow as people sort of make decisions somewhere about halfway through the month to start to do new work for the year after they've made their plans. Number 3 is to build a personal brand. We put out 863 pieces of content, mainly consisting of interviews on an associated strategy of 1,000 pieces of content that we want. Again, definitely a lack of educational content that needs to be driven, however, and reshaped in order to get new customers who would be interested in our product as opposed to me interviewing people. So that is definitely something I need to work on for the upcoming next 30 days. Coordination and significant mapping of this personal brand for me is now interlacing music and health and business all together. I'm working with another video editor to help us with that. I'm going to give that a C plus. We're getting there, but I still feel there's a lot of deliverables that need to be intermixed, and you'll start to see some of that come out shortly with my brand. I'm looking to get this to be the most important thing from a business perspective, because all the cash will follow this. Because if people want to see what I'm doing and understand what I'm doing, they're going to want to potentially do it for themselves, which is the goal, because we want to start to develop other people's brands by learning from what we're doing for ourselves. Number 4, shape, stamina, and sleep. My weight is 207 pounds, and as expected, January is a difficult month because it's extremely hard to go outside and run. I like to run and be outside, but it was absolutely brutal in January. So about 75% of my workouts work accomplished. So 4 out of 5 days, typically I could make it. Fitness levels are pretty damn good for a 56-year-old, but not definitely getting into the 5 days of weight training has been a challenge, because I tend to not be able to rebound as quickly as I can. So I've noticed that breathing wise has been difficult. So we bought a new humidifier for the room, which has solved that problem. And that's exceedingly important if you want sleep. That's one of the things I suffered in January from, is poor sleep. I am going to be getting more accurate by using tools and apps on my phone to record this information so I can get more accurate. But I would give myself a B minus, given the fact that I stayed pretty much to the course. And even though the weather was exceptionally bad, I was able to get about 75% of my workouts done. And I believe, if I looked at it, it was still on a path to get to my 200 pounds goal. I'm still going down in weight, so that's great. Original music, number 5. So one of the goals of original music is to release a 4-song EP, showcasing some of the strategy around the people that I've been working with in the studio in the past. That's gone excellent. I'm about 90% of the way done with the structure and lyrics. We've got a final countdown to get this into production in April, and then into the studio by May, and then have it released. Very happy. I'm going to give this an A. We are right on target. This is something that I've been really putting a lot of effort towards, because it's extremely important to get this done, especially to get it done by the summer, because once the summer hits, then it's difficult to find people in the music business, because people go and do their things in the summer. And so from a studio perspective, it looks like we're on target. Shows. So another thing for me as a musician is to get shows done and to get quality shows. We've goal is to get 10 solid venue gigs, and we have really gotten some interesting shows. I'm super excited. The other thing was to get a drummer, and we've now got a drummer, and we're working with him now to get him up to speed. Really good opportunities playing in New York City, and playing in Blairstown at the auditorium. Again, sold out show in January, and we'll probably do another sold out show. Really good. Have a lot to go for the back end of the summer still, but where we are for perspective of how quickly we got the main shows up for the year, including Rock Ribs, which we'll be playing with Grand Funk Railroad and Black Stone Cherry. So A minus for that. Really good. Impressed with myself getting this stuff done. Number 7, the book and the academy. So this is probably one of the things that really has been draining me, which is I have written a book. I got it off to the book writers to summarize it and then to get it out. The first 2 chapters came out great, but the next 12 chapters or 11 chapters are really difficult. So I'm going to have to rewrite this entire thing again. It's difficult. They're pushing me hard to get stuff done, so I'm gonna have to put some effort into timing this up. So I've kind of acquiesced that this is just gonna have to be a book summary, meaning it's gonna be a summary of a book that I've already written to get it into production. And I know it's kind of important that people don't read books anyways, or at least that's what people tell me, is that they just read the kind of headlines. So of the book. And so I'm going to summarize it, put it into production, and deal with a 160-page book instead of the 300-page book I'd like to write. So that might be the second thing. But I'm very disappointed with the way that things came out. So it's just going to take more time, which is it's also limiting my capabilities. The other thing is I was supposed to by now have been made a decision on the technology to build the academy. I've kind of narrowed it down to two different players, whether it's going to be a WordPress format, which I'm leaning towards right now, as opposed to putting it into a program like Circle, which is going to be, a expensive slash not really necessary solution that I could just build in WordPress. So I'm leaning into that. I found some developer who work with me, so hopefully that will get done, but nothing has started. Conversations have started. So I'm giving myself a D on that. And again, this is something that I'm going to have to work on for this month. Friendships and networking. Number 8, one of the most important things that I want to do is create a better wealth of connection with my audience and the people I mastermind with, along with my good friends that I'd like to catch up with. I also would like to speak or attend at least 4 industry events. We've gotten to the point where we're trying to build one here in New Jersey with Go High Level. I've had to now become certified on Go High Level to get that done. So that's going to take some time to get production wise, but it's kind of agreed that we'll be able to run that event if that has done. So that's great. The 3 other events have not been established yet. However, I've committed to one in Florida that I will be going to this year. So there's sort of a 50% done with my networking goals. Friendship wise, I have to put this in priority, which is to meet and get times with good friends. I've got 10 friends I want to meet up with this year, and I've really only been able to coordinate with a very small handful of them to even have a conversation. So that is going to be something that's continued to push as a narrative that I need to do. So I'm going to give that a D plus. Number 9, coaching and improvements. I've hired I've hired 2 coaches out of 3. I've got the other third one identified. So I've got one for doing vocals for me. I've got one for doing guitar and training for me. And I've got one for business that I've now identified. So I've got 2 out of 3. So I believe once I get the third business coach involved, we'll be at full tilt and I'll be moving forward. I might actually get a 4th coach to work with. Again, this will give me a nice breadth of activity and responsibility, and really ties up the things that I teach in my own courses and strategy that I want people to do, which is to find a mentor, work with a mentor. And so I'll give that a B minus since we're still 1 coach short. And then number 10 and final is family actions. My goal is to have 4 family actions that are exciting destinations for my wife and my kids to go to. We have established one so far for the summer. We've talked about a second one in the spring, but because of scheduling, it's been super difficult, and it's so hard when you have 3 difficult schedules between my wife's work calendar, my daughter's dance calendar, and my son's college calendar. It's almost impossible to find up dates that are all trued up, but trying to find another summer event. So that would be 3, hopefully a skiing event and then in the fall to try and get a fall event. So again, since those have only one's really been identified, I'm going to give myself an F for family. So if we add all these together, we end up with a grand total of a 78.1, which is a C plus for January. So an improvement over the previous month, which was a C minus, although I'm not really counting December because it was 2024, but 2025, I'm going to try my best to watch the growth of this become from a C plus into the Bs. That is my goal for right now. I know that getting all A's would be an absolute monster achievement, But right now, I'm looking to just get myself into the B minus to B range. And that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, is looking at these things, individual goals, and then hopefully mapping out more of the challenges that I've faced as a person and a business owner on things where I need to improve, and then get them into production for the following month. All right, we will see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you made some progress yourself in your own goals. Don't remember or don't forget this one thing, which is that if you don't measure it, you can't improve it. So make sure you're measuring yourself every single month, like we do here in this particular session.